at the end of the day, if somebody wasn't fucking, we wouldn't be here. Like, let's just keep it real. So, Flake, what's your thoughts on it? I haven't heard it. This is what it is. What's your thoughts on it, man? Because it's the hot
At
topic.
first, when they said it was just pride clothes, I thought it was just something with like maybe the rainbow on it or something. I was like, cool. If that's the family you involved with, this type of family y'all got, then that's cool.
Even
But
if
the
you're an
main
ally,
thing,
that's cool.
if you,
Yeah.
the main thing that bothered me is when they said something about tucking, and I said this is creepy. Why in somebody's mind are you thinking about a child tucking? It's a child. Now I could take it further on comedian side. It's like, who packing like that at two? They need to be tucking, man. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, who is packing like that at two that needs to be tucking? Like, who in whose mind said, here go a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and we want you to tuck? Like, what are we talking about here? Literally, what are we talking about? You want a child to know about tucking? Tucking what? When you get to dealing with children, that's why I believe you take it a little too far. When you get to dealing with children, Target CEO, you a hoe. And the only reason why I say this is because y'all try to switch it up and say, oh no, it's not in the baby section, it's in the pride section for us, so it's for little people. Well, no, that ain't how y'all got it set up. If it's for little people, let it be for little people as in children. You're not talking about the other little people that are grown and mature or whatever. So they gotta have somewhere to shop too. But that's not how it was presented at first until you start getting the backlash. And that's what bothered me. If you don't stand on it, stand on it. You know what I'm saying? But don't come and try to switch it up and say it's for another group of people that it's not for, because that's offensive to them. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time. I just don't understand it when you got to dealing with, if y'all want to put the pride flag on it, pride flag shirt, pride month on on the kids shirt or something like that, and that's the family they're involved with. Hey, that's y'all business, that's y'all family, y'all do what y'all do. But when you get to talking about tucking and doing all this other stuff, then that's when you get to playing with folks' mind, and then the kid get to think, well, maybe I am. You know what I mean? You're not giving them the freedom to choose. And I know they say, you're born that way, this, that, and the other. But if they born that way, it's going to happen regardless. You know what I mean? If there's something they want to choose to do, they going to choose to do that regardless. It's people that has grown up in the church, pastors' kids that have turned out to be gay or whatever they identify as being. If that's who they are, that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. So as far as you get to doing the changing of the clothes and doing all of that, man, miss me with that, bro. Like that is you trying to play with kids' minds at that point in time. Miss me with that. And this ain't no different from when the stories that came out about some of these movie stars, and I ain't gonna say no name because they might come across this and we end up in court or something. But y'all heard about certain celebrities that was making their kids dress like girls and dress like boys or whatever, and they kids, they 2-3 years old. Like, come on, if you 3, 4, 5, 6 year old, you don't know nothing about it. You just play with kids. That's it. No matter what the kid is, no matter the race of the kid, says you just play with kids. Like, I like my women to have booties. I know I like my women with fat asses when I was 6 years old. I ain't know that till I got to high school when maturity hit. You know what I'm saying? When I used to be in the bathroom a little bit longer than I need to be in there. That's when I realized that, you can't, so I don't want to hear this crying song of people's homophobia, this, that, and the other. This is just taking a little bit too far. I'm sorry.
On this real, man, it's because on a real note, it's like I could understand where they're coming from, living my entire life as a minority, understanding that there are certain things that put in place that would make you feel oppressed. And I could completely understand where they're coming from with that. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, you saying this for people that are considered what dwarves, midgets, I don't want to say any incorrect term, but little people of the world.
Little people.
So 14, born this way is for little people.
You being offensive to them now.
Yeah, now you know what I'm saying? So now you're trying to straddle the line and let's just keep it real. That's not what you did it for. You did it for, as Flake had mentioned, families that they may have been born into that want to dress them as part of the community that they're a part of. Cool if that's what you want to do. But the same way that I came up in certain environments and you seen certain things, that's why me and a lot of my friends repeated the same cycle. We seen hand gestures that were involved in our neighborhoods. We seen activity that was involved in our neighborhoods. We seen bandanas that was involved in our neighborhoods. A lot of us followed those same things. Now, was that something being pushed to us? Was it agenda? If you ask somebody older than me, they would say it came from the movies. So we didn't know unknowingly. But guess who that impacts? Both sides. One side is already choosing, hey, this is what I'm living. This is what I'm doing. Another side was influenced unknowingly. That's us. That's coming up. Now we fully entrenched, and now we're preaching back to the youngers like, hey, you get out here, you get out here. So I don't want people to be saying it doesn't, oh, you don't remember that. Oh, yes, you do. You do. And the key point, I don't have any kids. I have nephews and godchildren. But to hear a father of 3 daughters say that causes confusion, he's raising his kids. He has a 21-year-old that he mentioned at the beginning of the show. He has another one that's going into high school. You know, a baby girl that's very smart and she keeps up with her sister, so she's pretty damn advanced to understand what's going on enough. You don't think that would be confusing? They look at a picture like, oh, I was born this way. Why? Because you seen a shirt that we put on you? Like, come on, dog. We can't act like these kids don't grow up to understand or look back and be like, oh, now if they are, cool. But they're still a kid. The same one that y'all won't let go by alcohol. The same one y'all won't let go get a tattoo. The same one that can't drop fries after 10 o'clock during the school week should have the same respect.
Same one can't buy cigarettes.
Same can't buy cigarettes. You know, like what happened to that? Like, we getting so caught up in the over sexualizing things. Yes, that is definitely that. You do not even know that. I know men at this age of 30 something that's still virgin. You don't really know what you hear people say, oh, okay, I was born that way. Cool, respect. But when did we not respect the children? And I remember the whole thing growing up. You telling people that's doing too much public PDA, get a room, no matter who you was kissing on. That right. Respect. That's it. Like, I'm not saying that y'all are going after kids in that group at all, but you have to understand of how people are going to look at that and say, wait a minute, dog. What are y'all discussing tucking with somebody that don't even know what they could even do with that sexual part of theirs? Like,
why are we sexualizing kids?
Why are we sexualizing kids?
That's my whole point. Regardless of what it is, straight, gay, bi, whatever, transgender. Why are we sexualizing kids? This is the same thing I got an issue with. This is the reason why beauty pageants don't have a bathing suit portion for the kids. When they not really, the makeup and stuff, you can argue about that. Too much makeup, they're sexualizing the kids. But the reason why beauty pageants for a 10-year-old, they don't have them a swimsuit category. It's sexualizing the child. So what I look at that the same way as I look at this. Like, why are we sexualizing these kids? Let them be kids. Ain't no 3-year-old little boy, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old little boy talking about some, oh, man, let me make sure I tuck. What are we doing? If you come from the country like us, little Jimmy gonna whip that thing out if he gotta pee, no matter who's standing there. No matter what sexuality you are. But he don't know no better because he's a kid. All he knows is I gotta pee. I'm gonna go over here, out here in the grass, and I'm gonna pee right here, and everybody gonna see it. I don't care what you guys say.
Yeah, if they make it to the grass. Hell, I probably did it. I know I done seen a couple of my little cousins. Hey, he got to pee. You know he about to drop the pants for everybody. You turn around and you eating. He's sitting right over there pissing, just looking right at you like. He ain't saying, "Oh, that's a girl over there.
Ain't
Let
a
me whip
care in
her
the
out."
world.
None of that.
And that lets you know in his mind, it's not nothing sexual about this. I just have to go pee. So if a child has that type of mind and to do that in front of everybody, no matter who they are, quit sexualizing these kids into these swimsuits, bathing suits, or whatever, where it's like transgender neutral. Let these kids just be kids and let them work if they want to. They can't even come tell you at that age what. Like, they can't come tell you what that is. If they even born that way, they can't come and tell you like this is who I am. They're like sausage pizza one day, 2 years from now, they don't like sausage pizza no more. Like, come on.
Yeah, you know, I grew up on pork. Now I hate it. I ain't had it in 12 years, but you grew up on it. That don't mean that's gonna always be your decision. So y'all rushing them into it, and it's just, you know, and it's a lot that it comes with it. But I think for the Target CEO, what I didn't care for is like the reason why I called it corporate pimping gone wrong is because, and I connected these two, is that as minority groups. So there was a lot of big corporate companies that said that they were going to pour billions back into Black community. There was some data that came out. I think maybe a third of it has been put into the Black communities as it's been promised over the years. So when you see stuff like this occur, I'm not celebrating that they are targeting the community, because I don't think so. I think this is more or less of Target need to see this happen to them, just like Starbucks. What I've seen from my perspective is that what you should learn from it is that if you feel disrespected by something, this is how you get them to change it. However you like it, whatever you want to look at it, business is business. Impact is impact. That's a real protest. 9 billion, that quick, and Pride is next month. That's a protest. That's a protest. I don't care how you feel about it. If you want to hit their pockets and make them come out and say, so I would agree with the LGBTQ plus community, they was pandering. But now you see of what it looks like when they try to intertwine the two. The Black plight ain't y'all plight, ain't nobody else plight. Everybody has their own individual plight. But when you get corporate pimp, this is what it looks like. A bullshit apology.
It wasn't genuine. It ain't genuine.
It was, bruh, until them folks looked at that and said, hold on, fam. We've been in a recession, almost damn in a recession for over a year and a half since COVID hit. You mean to tell me this development lost us $9 billion this quick? Oh, we gotta come out and say something. You gotta, at the least they could have done was put in security measures to protect their investment if they are standing behind their community. So all I'm telling people is this: when them pockets get hit, it's gonna start making sense. That's it.
Yeah.
Papa John did it when he got recorded saying nigga. Like, when they get exposed, bro, and they gotta show their true hand, this is what they do. They gonna pander for you to line their pockets. But when they brush the wrong people and they know how to really protest and say we ain't going to Target and it's $9 billion that quick, hey, sorry, hey, we'll move it back there. I don't go to Target. I don't fool with Target or Walmart. I will guarantee you, majority of them Targets in the South where I live at, I bet they close to somewhere in the bathroom, out of sight, out of mind. You not seeing it. You not seeing it. People don't even know it's in there in real Southern states. And I'm not bragging about it.
I didn't even know it was in there until I seen that video online. I had no clue. I don't even go there far back to the store. I know exactly where it said in the store, but I don't go back to it.
That's all I'm
saying. I go to. I know exactly. Back right. I can tell you, back right over there, right before you get to the groceries.
Yeah. And now I'm gonna say it like this: I think it's an unfortunate situation, but when you see stuff like this happen, you learn a lot. These people gonna play with you as long as you allow them to. And so now that y'all see these big companies that come out and say they all in support, let their pockets get impacted. That's all I'm saying.
They only use y'all to make money.
Man,
same thing with Juneteenth. Same thing with Juneteenth.
Man, they gonna be having Juneteenth everywhere now. But when it was Black Lives Matter, and I'm not saying a political group, I'm saying for people wanting Target to take a stance and say, this is what we're actually doing, this is what we're trying to focus on as a community, they took the back seat on it. Now they stand up for Pride, Now what they're doing once they get impacted in the pockets, they're taking the back seat on it. This is what it looks like when they realize of the people that actually support them, of where their money gonna go to.
Right.
That's it.
And
It's just the latest. It's the latest example.
Right. And there's some pride folks that I know that said, Jay Flake, they doing way too much. Like, it was like we ain't even standing for this. Like, why is they talking about a kid doing this to their bathing suit or this, that? Like, come on, man. It was like they doing way too much.
Yeah. And of course, you know, I wouldn't consider myself an ally, but I respect them absolutely. And I've talked to more than enough to understand that I think even for them, in the great comparison, like you was talking about with Juneteenth, it's too much attention, and it wasn't that. They just honestly want to be respected and allowed to live their life without feeling oppressed. But when you start to put all the mix into it, as they say, you running our spot high. We didn't ask for all that. We just want to be respected and not hated and targeted, and are not allowed to go in places, not allowed to live our life that we want to live just because of our sexual preference. That's it.
Right.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I don't, and I tell people I'm big on respect. I don't have to say that if you know me, you know I rock with you. I don't have to say I'm an ally. That's a term that they will use. Another thing for pandering. If I like you and I respect you, that's what it is. If I don't know what you is, I don't know. So I don't know you to be, I respect you as a human, but I don't know you to be saying I'm an ally. No, I'm not. If we not cool, I don't know you to be knowing what your sexual preference is. So if you're a man, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, that don't matter. But I don't use all those cliche terms to show my allegiance to something. If I like you and I respect you, by all means, do your thing. But there are people that are part of the community that I spoke with that this shit too much. Y'all mixing kids, and we ain't asked for all that. And to be real with you,
right,
they ain't even having kids. So to them, it's like, what is that gonna do for us? You know what I'm saying? I'm not walking into y'all baby showers and handing this to your sisters or your homegirls and saying, hey, boy, they not doing that, because to them, that's forcing a lifestyle on them. They understand that they could be disrespectful to somebody in there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know no real stud, you know what I'm saying, going to get no baby clothes with no pride stuff. They not. Like, it's just, come on, bro. Like, it just don't make sense when y'all start mentioning kids. You know, some people not gonna like it. It is what it is. But yeah, it's, people we know. I don't. I think that's you get to know them kids. That's a slippery slope. Slippery slope. Yeah. Some may agree, but I can tell you this: the people that I've talked to, they were like, "Oh no, Target gonna have to bite that bullet on their own with this. Got to see it through. We'll have to see it through.
Got to see it through, my boy. Got to see it through.
Yeah, man. But yeah, dog. Y'all wanna? I ain't gonna say I don't want to go too far, because I think we spoke on the very key points. But is there anything else that you wanted to, expound upon with that? Because it's been a trending topic, and I think it's even gonna get better. I ain't gonna say better, but it's gonna be more to come from it in actual Pride Month, which is in June. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking to see some protests. Hoping that the violence isn't a major thing, because I feel like everybody should be able to operate in their own right. But I definitely look to see some protests.
It should be none at all.
Yeah. Shouldn't be none at all for that. But we have to be mindful and understand. Protect yourself at all means, like we tell people all the time. Stay vigilant, just as a human. But I expect to see some protests in regards to people that are outside of targets that are still standing strong. And I hope this is a good example to any major corporation. Don't jump out in the front for profit and then bend for that same reason when you take that loss. Stand on that loss. Yeah, if it's $9 billion, make it 18 to let them know you stand with them. Because how I look at it is, if they would have stood strong, they would have got that $9 billion back times 2. They'd have went out in droves and supported and bought everything in every target. They'd have put their money together and did. To me, and the people I know that are part of Pride, they coming up. They support. They ain't disrespecting nobody, but if it comes to show you where they stand, they gonna definitely put that flag in the sand. I think
Surely.
y'all dropped the ball. You know,